To kink shame or not to kink shame? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler of the mind to suffer the trolls and sinners of outrageous horny, or to take arms against a sea of baddies and by consenting, smash them. I just watched Hamnet, sorry, it's fresh on my mind. Hear me out. Persons, places, or things with which you would like to participate in activities. Activities ranging between an uncomfortable side hug and an interaction that showing a single frame of on screen would cost me my channel. And as your professor, I am back to pass judgment on these persons, places, or things accordingly. Hi, I'm Blake. A lot of you think my name is Jake, or at least you're extremely committed to the bit of pretending my name is Jake until I die, in which case I do respect the hustle, but that is not my name, it is Blake. So it's been a few months since I graded your Hear Me Outs, and honestly doing something improvisatory does give me more time to do research for Pokemon Workrins Part 2. Stay tuned for that. So I figured let's bring out a super special Hear Me Outs episode. And this time, anything goes. Movies, TV shows, book covers, the Little Caesars Pizza Daddy.
Pizza.
So long as they are not a real person, so I do not receive any real life consequences, you are good to go, baby. Now, class, I did ask for your input via my community tab, and based on what I am seeing as of filming this, we have a class of around 10,000 today, our highest attendance ever. Thank you so much for your participation. But let it be known, you will not get your diploma until you do the extra credit, which is, of course, interacting with this video with a tasteful like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do you want to go to horny jail, or do you want to graduate from thirsty university? The choice is yours. Now, class, as always, we will be looking at your lustful suggestions and ranking them based on the American education system's grading of A through F. With every passing one of these videos, the words American education system holds less and less value, but nevertheless, I film. Also, if you want to see me grade your Hear Me Outs live, you can join me at my first ever in-person event in August. Yes, this August 15th and 16th, I will be a guest MC for Long Island TropicCon in Hauppauge, New York. I'll be hosting Q&A panels for Roger Bumpus, the voice of Squidward, and Dante Bosco, the voice of Zuko, emceeing the cosplay contest, and hosting a very special in-person interactive grading of your Hear Me Outs live. Check out the link in my description for tickets, and I hope to see you there. And lastly, of course, I would love to give a huge shout out to my streaming co-host, Luis. He very bravely went through all of your suggestions and put together a list of 40 characters for me to blindly grade today. So without further ado, class, we are in session. All right, starting with number 1, we have... That's on me, I said anything. I said anything, you said anything, Jennings. The rated R voice from movie trailers.
The following feature has been rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America.
You know what? I think I spoke too soon. I'm getting this. I'm feeling this. Because you know what? Any problems I have in a relationship, this would offset it. Like if this voice is gonna give me devastating news, at least he's gonna be a little sexy about it, you know? Like even something like, honey, I lost the kids in a blackjack gamble, I'm sorry to say. We also don't have a house. Like I'm gonna be mad, but we might not be getting a divorce from that. I don't know if that's enough for me, I'm gonna be honest. And I think the fact that this voice puts me in an eternal state of down bad does give them a slight advantage. So I think for a first contestant, I'm gonna put it in B as a litmus test. Maybe I'll move it up to A later if I see nothing else as sexy, but I think this is a good comparison point. Keep doing you, Blackjack Boy, in theaters this fall and in my bedroom tonight. All right, next up we have Dougal Flop Guy from ASDF movie. Necessary viewing, okay, here we go.
Everybody do the flop.
Ah, yes. All right, I think that's all I need, yeah, okay. So, I'm at an impasse. Because here's the thing, short king, love a short king. Put that man in a gym for 2 weeks and he's gonna have tits of a god. It's just the name of the game for short people. But the problem with hyping up anything from ASDF movie is that my millennial allegations are gonna be so much more than they already are. Which is strange because along with my millennial audience, I also have a pretty major Gen Z size too. From what I can tell, I'm about the maximum amount of millennial a Gen Z viewer can tolerate before they deep throat a Glock. And that's a cross I'm willing to bear. I say that as if it's not incredibly millennial to put in the effort to make an entire green screen presentation for Hear Me Outs. But at the same time, I do remember Tom Ska, the creator of ASDF movie, making an incredible tweet. It was something along the lines of people saying that his videos like try too hard or something like that with comedy. And then he responded with something about how he's kind of like exhausted of the current trend of comedy being like, oh, I was accidentally funny. Oh, oops, what? I'm so crazy. Wah! And I do respect that. Almost everything I do on this channel is incredibly intentional. So honestly, I think out of principle and what Dougal Flop Guy represents for moi, I'm gonna put him in a tasteful B. Oh, also it should be stated, clock the long fingers. All right, next up on our list, we have Kermit the Frog with a cowboy hat, apparently, from the Muppets. Bed button beyond. Louis, not even prison. Hell, Beelzebub's kingdom. Now, don't get me wrong, the charisma of a god, a Riz master, if you will. I mean, the little guy had it in him to pull Miss Piggy, the diva. So to bag a pig like that, you gotta probably at least have a hog, right? Sorry, I'll delete the channel, it's fine. And while I will say, though in practice, a cowboy in real life, probably not a big fan of, in theory, saddle me up. And unfortunately, Kermit the Frog barely qualifies. So I am going to put him in C. Regardless of how I actually feel, I do think he would treat me right. And I think I am at the age where I need to start being objective about this instead of just like how my heart feels. Because that's a little gay, you know? Well, y'all certainly have been convincing me on some colorful characters today. But you know what you'll never have to convince me is wonderful? The sponsor of this video and patron of these pants, Fabletics. Well, looks like we are back on the runway to discuss even more comfy and functional clothes from the sponsor of today's video, Fabletics. Fabletics is a clothing brand with quality products made to move and built to keep up. And now that it's summer, it's time to whip out the light and flexible outfits. Whether that's looking like a beauty in blue in the gym, cozying up at your office job that blasts the AC, or keeping cool at an outdoor wedding in August because the bride hates you and wants to see you burn. I mentioned during my last Fabletics sponsorship that I've been slowly but surely trying to get in shape. Some weeks slower than others, I'll be transparent about that. But I've been wearing a full outfit of Fabletics for pretty much every workout, and I cannot recommend them enough. And I've not just been wearing them at the gym. Streams, videos, concerts that I go to in the real world, yes, I do sometimes leave my house, okay? And I have loved how well they work in basically any setting. A personal recommendation of mine are these flexible pants that I've been wearing in this very video. They're super light, super comfortable, and work in any occasion from casual to formal. Who doesn't love a pair of Verse pants? And you can love your Verse pants too at a discount. New VIP members get 70 to 80% off their first order. So what are you waiting for? Sign up with the link in my description and get yourself a cute new outfit, diva! Thank you again so much to Fabletics for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. All right, next up, we have Jack Box from Jack in the Box. Okay, you know, actually I can get behind this. Yeah, you're right. Luis, how did you manage to find two pictures where he is both arching it and flexing it? Arching it and flexing it? An embarrassment of riches? I didn't get this kind of body from chocolate milkshakes all day. Sometimes I have a vanilla instead. Period! And he's a millennial. He's gonna get me. His personality is pizza, just like me. Which is great because then I will be the funny one of the two of us. All I gotta do is call a lamp diva and he's gonna be on the floor. Which is exactly where I prefer him. And lest we forget, a business owner of a national chain. Make his pockets hurt. And also, it should be stated, though I think I've never said it explicitly on this channel, I think it's been implied through my deep love of human Trek. I love a big head and I love a big nose, and he has both. So between the big head, the big nose, the big arms, the bank account, the arching his back, and the ability to wear a nice suit, I do believe that he is going to be put into A. Jack in the Box, more like he can jack in this box. Dislike and unsubscribe, ha ha ha. All right, next up, who do we have? Grillby from Undertale. I know this person now. Note from Luis, I just want to bring attention to the fact that the first image result of the full sprite is from Sexypedia. I have allies. Good. So I actually just started doing my very first Undertale playthrough on both Twitch and YouTube Live, which you can follow right now. Please. And I did momentarily meet Grillby. And I gotta say, tall, employed, mysterious. I literally could never, good for him. And glasses are a weakness of mine. Anybody that watches my channel long enough knows that my other love besides Human Trek is Steve Kornacki. And in my mind, if Steve Kornacki wanted to forego the fame and fortune and also wanted to constantly be on fire, I think this is what he would look like. So I do understand why he was in Sexypedia, because he could sexy pee on, I'm not gonna finish that, sorry, it's too early in this video. So I'm thinking this is gonna be something around the B+ range. It's not quite A yet, but it's close. And I think it has the potential to get there, and that's important. All right, next up, oh, wait, what is this? Oh, wait, we have a page 2. Oh. Yep, just gonna move that up to A right now. Good job, everybody involved. Happy to have you here for the ride. All right, next up we have Jungskog from IKEA. Sorry, I got distracted by the words, oh my gosh. A bear, we are the champions, my friends. Now, to be fair, this is a full-on bear and not like a bear, ooh, rawr. They don't do that. They don't do that. That's why they don't date you, Blake. Unless they do, based on this second image. Manifesting if the bear was a human. Although he's a little short for me in this image. I think we could maybe do a little better. Now, personified big human version. Think like Ursaring if he could talk and had more of a human torso. Think like, okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm struggling to figure out how to make this palatable for anybody watching this. Okay, Tiger from Zootopia. But bear head. We can work with that, right? Like, that's okay? That's okay? I'm not getting turbo Uber canceled for that? Because that's what I'm picturing when I think this. Maybe a little bit more of a gut. You know what I mean? Like, look at the glee in my face. Are you gonna take that away from me because it's a bear plushie? That's just rude. So I do see potential. Morph it to more of a Zootopia-esque style. And I think we can work with this. I'm gonna put it in B. And next up we have Gummy Goo from the Amazing Digital Circus. Does he look like he evades taxes to you? This is the second cowboy already. We've only done 7. This seems absurd. Now, admittedly, I have never seen the Amazing Digital Circus because I do have a Roth IRA that I actively participate in contributing to, but I'm getting nicotine addiction. I'm getting Sees His Kids on the Weekend. I'm getting scrubbed by TLC. Admittedly, a beautiful long torso. Skips leg day. You start working out for 1 month and all of a sudden you think you can judge people on their leg day participation. Stop that, Blake. You do not have the credentials. Admittedly, I do like the color palette. It's giving John Deere if it's laid. The mouth does look like it could do unspeakable things, and it is kind of giving a one-size-fits-all vibe, so good for him. But the length of the snout does tell me that he's probably a snores at night kind of person. And that is a deal breaker for me. I say that as if I'm not attracted to bears who are definitely going to be on a CPAP machine, but I do have my standards, unfortunately. Oh, obligatory viewing, even 20 seconds will do.
Don't get too comfy, lads. Looks like they've sent someone after us.
Oh, this makes it a little bit more interesting, I gotta say. That grit's nice. That grit's real nice. That grit's real nice. Though I have known many a man to have a voice like that and it be riddled with bacteria. And unfortunately, we do have another big old deal breaker. So I do think because we need to spread this out a little bit, I need to be a little bit more picky in this scenario, and I'm gonna say D. Sorry. Up next we have Thank you! Thank you! The Olive Garden's garlic bread. Now, y'all know how much I love to take a man to dinner, and my 2 prime locations are Red Lobster and Olive Garden. Olive Garden because when you're here, you're family, and Red Lobster because when you're here, you're at Red Lobster. Down to the breadstick bouquet, they know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, what is there to say? It's got everything. It's good for dipping, it's good for sharing, it's good for going in raw. You don't need nothing for this. When I say get that bag, this is the bag I'm talking about. Because let me tell you something, an Olive Garden breadstick is always down for a threesome. Picture it, you, the love of your life. He just proposed to you, you're engaged, and you and your fiance, in public for the whole Olive Garden to see, pull a Lady and the Tramp with an Olive Garden breadstick. Everybody claps. Obama is there. If adding this to the list of hear me outs is wrong, then bitch, I don't want to be right. It's also an ally. Bi people love garlic bread. Or is that trans people love garlic bread? Or is it bi trans people love garlic bread? Either way, this is a winner. A+, A++++++. All right, next up we have Emergency Exit Man. Oh, with a comment, okay. Like, okay, he's running out first, but he always leads, and I have decision paralysis, so we're a perfect match. Also thigh gap. But you see the thigh gap is because he's running, right? Like he's doing this. If you don't have a thigh gap from this, that might be a glandular issue. But I do understand where you're coming from. He's a leader, although he might also be a leader because he's a coward. He definitely said, "F women and children, I'm getting away from that fire." But in his defense, if I'd been on the Titanic, I can't say that I wouldn't have done the exact same thing. Like, would I have gotten away with it? Probably not. I probably would have sunk with everybody else, but it wouldn't be for a lack of trying. So I do feel that there's a camaraderie between us, but I also feel like this is a twink, and I do not feel camaraderie with that. I certainly am not that anymore. Not for at least a decade now. I will say it does look like he's running out of a closet. So between that and the twinkiness, him and I at 21 have a lot in common, but with me now, not so much. So I'm gonna put him in a tasteful C. All right, next up is Bugs Bunny from the Looney Tunes cartoons. Okay, gender fluid diva. I will say, you do have the Hannah Montana best of both worlds with this icon. You're getting yourself a broad shoulder ass man who can afford a really nice tux and knows how to wear it. Those Looney Tunes royalties are still coming in, baby. But you also get a divalicious bombshell who can rock a tasteful heel. Take notes, divas, even with big ass tootsies, he is still not having a single toe fall over the edge of that heel. Talent. And a tasteful choker, some 301 lashes, a c***y updo. That is commitment to fashion. So if you're wanting variete, you're looking at patient zero, baby. If your Mima is uncharacteristically cool with queer people, this is the reason why. She was conditioned at a very young age to be very, very normal, and that's great. So Bugs Bunny, not my cup of tea, but I do respect what he's done for the world. B. All right, coming up next, we have Geronimo Stilton from Geronimo Stilton Books. Again, a business owner. I will say a little older than my typical taste, but the ascot is telling me that I will never have to work another day in my life, and that's sexy as hell, baby. Like you're telling me I can just be a sugar baby and stream all day? Also, a redhead, a dying gene, besties, get him while you can. But I am noticing right below him seems to be another suggestion, which is his hotter cousin, Trap Stitten. I mean, I mean, look at that divorced body. Look at that button up that says that I'm gonna treat you so right because my wife left me. And that is not even a cargo short. He has potential students. And look at those luscious eyes. You know what they say, students? Real eyes realize that I would climb you like a tree. He's holding a clipboard. He clearly has a supervisory role. He's not gonna have calluses on his hands. That's a perk. That's a perk. And he's also a redhead. You know what's better than a bear? A red bear. Will he need a CPAP machine? Maybe. But that's why we're gonna have a 2-bedroom household, and he can clearly afford it. So Geronimo, D. Trap, A. You trapped me, baby. All right, next up is Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Fantastic choice. Lesbians, make some noise. Straight men who like to wear leashes during the day, make some noise. Your mother is here. It's giving expensive. It is giving slay. It's giving ally. Say what you want, but she never did a damn thing to a gay person in that movie. This is a girl's girl and a friend of the proletariat. She saw that bougie emperor and said, it's llama time, bitch. All the while rocking a purple lip and even tier 301 lashes. That's talent. This was Goth Mommy before Goth Mommy was a thing. She predates Hot Topic and we should respect her for that. So it is with utter respect that she gets A. All right, next up we have Anonymous from Tumblr. Girl. Oh, anyone that's been on Tumblr for 4 minutes knows why I am quaking in my boots when I see this thing. Every day on this green earth, I praise God, thanking him that I did not start pursuing social media before I stopped using Tumblr. If I had an active YouTube channel at the time of 2014 Tumblr, this little icon right here would have taken me out back and put it right between the eyes. I don't think I even have an online footprint that could cause me that much trouble in the grand scheme of things, but this little bastard would find a f***ing way. Oh, I noticed there's a picture of you from 2006 eating a steak when you were 11 years old on Facebook. Ever consider how that might be problematic for you vegan followers? We joke about it now, and in a lot of ways, I would love this level of woke to be back in 2026, but if you were there, you know, we were in the trenches. They were looking for anything. And it's not just that they were going to call you out. They were going to call you out with threats of the death variety. Does that devalue the entire argument they were trying to make? Absolutely. Do they care? Absolutely the f not. I'm not there now. It's probably better than it was 12 years ago, and in the grand scheme of things, it probably wasn't actually that bad. I probably just saw the worst examples of it, but of course I'm gonna dramatize this for a YouTube video. That being said, out of respect and fear, I'm going to put this in F. It's not that I find it repulsive, it's that I find it very, very scary. All right, who do we have next? The Catamarie from the Catamarie series. You wanna f the dog toy? All right, class, unfortunately, we have gotten to the point in this lecture where I have to start talking logistics. So there's no holes, so that option's out. The bumps are probably too wide, that's out. You can hug it, but it's gonna be the last hug you ever give because you will die like a fly on flypaper. It is pink. To quote the late Nicki Minaj, not dead, I just don't respect her anymore, pink wig, thick ass, give him whiplash. And whiplash is what you'll get with this thing. It'll take you on a world tour, but you will be dead for 99.5% of it because it will crush you. You're going to end up like Simba's dad after that water buffalo scene. You can't say too soon, okay? It's been 3 decades. So I will say, I find this to be another fear-based F. I'm sorry to all those involved. This is my personal preference. And next up on our list, we have Yellow from Deltarune. It's a little jaundicey for me, but I guess I see the vision. I do appreciate that his name is Yellow, gives you the full brand at his introduction alone. It'd be like if my name was annoying, let's call it what it is. But this is also the 3rd cowboy. Am I sensing a trend? I know the pop divas were doing country for like 4 months, but like I think we're past that now, right? That being said, I do love a high-waisted pantaloon on a man. Leaves less to the imagination. Some may say the dating pool is slim pickings, but for me, it looks like the pickings are slim because that is a twink. But that being said, for personal preference, can a massive f***ing head counteract a twink body? Absolutely not. That's factually impossible. He does give a sort of kind stare that says that I could financially manipulate him. And that's a perk. I think that's like the 4th money joke I've made so far. It should be stated that I've never actually dated somebody for money, but I feel like it could be a fun thing to try like one time, you know? I am getting tufts of red hair in the corner. If that matches the torso, I think we could work with this. Twink I can't do, otter I can certainly do. Those teeth are also capped. Another hint that I could take is finances. So all in all, I think this could make a nice C. I see potential, but I'm gonna have to see it in practice. I can't just theoretically talk about this. All right, next up we have Bomb from Angry Birds. A bird? A bird. Oh, second image, a big nerd bird. Okay, nerd bird changes things a little bit, I gotta be honest. Oh, never mind. I thought the dark circles under his eyes in the second image were glasses. They're not. He's just apparently very tired. Little caffeine right there, buddy. Will do you real good. Do you real good. He seems a little stressed. And it's not that I mind that. It seems like that means he's a very driven person. I do love a guy with ambition, but would he be so exhausted that he would tell me to shut up? Statistically, probably. I've been known to bring it out of a man. And I do feel like this little dinker on the top implies so much that I would prefer not to further explore. So I think Big Birdie Man is going to go into D for me. I don't see it as unsalvageable, but I don't see it as something worth salvaging for me. All right, next up we have Rocky from Project Hail Mary. I just watched this movie on a plane. That is a man in STEM, baby. Oh, and this second image that Luis added, call me Raven Simone because I see the vision, baby. You cannot tell me that you did not watch the entirety of the 2 hours and 30 minutes of Project Hail Mary, and while they were exploring space, not once thought, what if they also explored each other's bodies? What if they also explored each other's bodies? Do I prefer them as friends over lovers? Most likely. But friends can also explore each other's bodies. Now, Rocky, perks. 1, genius. 2, practical. 3, funny. He had his quips and he called Ryan Gosling's room messy. That is a good partner. And it really is a testament to Rocky that I could even notice him during a movie where Ryan Gosling is on a spaceship the entire time looking the hottest he's ever looked ever. Minus, of course, how he looked in Lars and the Real Girl, but like we're never getting that again, so you might as well appreciate this one. So Rocky, you're a fun time. I would prefer Ryan at the end of the day, so I am going to still put you in C, but you did a great job, buddy. I love you. Next up, we have 90s cartoon Beetlejuice. His teeth are green. You're telling me that your type is green-toothed, blonde George Costanza from Seinfeld? And don't get me wrong, there's a certain X factor of George Costanza that I could totally ride with, but not when his teeth are green. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sound elitist. I'm not gonna write you off if your teeth aren't perfectly straight. I am going to write you off if you have scurvy. To his credit, the suit is cunty. The suit is cunty, everyone clap, the suit is cunty. Good for him, yes. But that is simply not enough for me. I'm gonna put him in D. I know that some of you want him, so to your credit, I'm going to put him 1 up from F, but he's getting D. Sorry, not my D, not my D. All right, next up is the treble clef. All right, Jennings, time to use your music degree, I suppose. Okay, perks of the treble clef. Tall, slim, model, very mother. I feel like this is the mother of the two for sure, between that and bass clef. I'm a bass clef girly personally whenever I'm singing, but I do understand the vision of Miss Treble. I used to be with her. 7th grade, good times. Tenor 1 Blake, different era. And I will say, to her credit, the treble clef is caked up. She has got a donk on her. And for that, we applaud. This is what we in the opera community would call a fatty. Oh, but then you gotta ruin it with a second image. Luis, what is this? What is this? It looks like his name is Fauntleroy, and not in a good way. What are these gimpy little hands? What's he gonna do with these gimpy little hands? We can't work with this. And that is the face of a man whose hard drive you never want to check, or you'll be complicit. Like, how could I enjoy a shower with this man when he's going to spend the entire time humming I Love to Sing about the Moona and the Juna and the Spring? It's played out. It's played out. We're tired. I'm tired. So mother, yes. Creepy man at the bottom, no. We're gonna even it out to a C. All right, next up we have Shen from Kung Fu Panda. Throat goat alert. Listen, respectfully, if someone's gonna be throwing that neck, it's him. Oh my God, also the second image. People with blue eyes be like, this is literally like if you tattooed the Miley Cyrus stare meme on your ass. And I respect the game. He's also clearly a little bit aged. Like anatomically, he could probably throw that neck, but at his age, physically, could he throw that neck? These are the questions we have to ask in this seminar. I will say I do still see a spry youthfulness in the eyes that you normally see in the older men in Hell's Kitchen in New York. And that would work for me. So honestly, I think we're gonna put him into B. This is nice. All right, next up we have Phyllis from Lego Batman. I mean, I don't know what to say. Shout out to my OCD audience. I'm assuming this has something to do with the fact that there's an even number of pegs on her. I'm hoping that means you have an even number of pegs on your arsenal of men. Oh, pegging joke. We made it, y'all. We made it. Welcome to class. Hi, welcome. I guess if you look at it like they're each individual bras, then she's got like 4 sets of tatas. Let's go lesbians. I don't think that's actually the part the lesbians care the most about, but I think they don't mind it, right? Yeah, I don't know why. There's just something about this brick that says like divine feminine for me. I think maybe the name Phyllis certainly helps, but I think at the end of the day, this is teaching us that you can be bricky, but at the same time, serve. And I respect the message that you are giving us, Phyllis. So for that, I'm going to give her a tasteful B. All right, next up we have Lisa Serena Eminem. What's after life? Listen, we can't deny the mothering that is happening on this screen right now. Let us review the details, shall we? Pixie, cut. Pixie, if you will. A beautiful set of lips pumped with silicone within an inch of their life. Under those lips being, of course, capped teeth at $8,000 a tooth. A beautiful glove, most likely the ones used at Birkin stores when handling the bags. And of course, no ensemble is complete without a tasteful red pump. She may be the shortest diva on that red carpet, but she is the biggest presence, and she will let that be known, bitch. Now, in terms of a lustful choice, it's giving crickets.mp3, I'm gonna be completely honest. I appreciate the branding. Her M chest matches her M on her microphone. That's better than I can say for myself today. We've just got our standard Shure SM7B, no branding on it whatsoever. Although, if anybody ever wants to sponsor me, I can keep it right here. That's free advertising every time, baby. Hell, Lisa Rena, if you're ever selling a makeup line or something, we can put it right there. That'd be Oh my God, somebody is literally outside my apartment setting off fireworks at 11 p.m. It's July 14th. New York, baby. New York. But anyway, while I do respect this diva for her motherness, this is more of a hear me out section, and I gotta say, I'm not really feeling this very much, so this M&M gets a D. All right, next up we have Haida from Agretzko. Girl, you can't beat me on this. I watched the show. This is a mousy man. Yeah, Luis, you can put Leather Twink there, under there. That's not saving anything. That was a fraud episode. He was trying to be tougher and it didn't work. If memory serves, I'm pretty sure he's drunk in this photo because he gave up on finding happiness via being a leather daddy. It's a way of life. You can't just force it on yourself. This man spent 4 seasons being like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll ask out a Gretzko, or maybe I won't, I don't know. I don't care if the episodes are only 10 minutes long. Don't waste my time. But to be fair, that schlong's gotta be doing something, because this diva turned down a billionaire and then ended up with him. A billionaire, capital B, billionaire. I'm not saying they're good people, but I'm saying it's something you could use at least through marriage. Although I guess the entire point was that the billionaire didn't want to get married. Watch the show, I'm telling you the whole story. I'm sorry, anyway. But that being said, he is tall, he is employed. Oh, unfortunately, I think that actually is my only 2 requirements. So I do get this actually more than I thought I did. If I remember right, I think he runs for office eventually though, so that does make him a politician. Like, I already get scrutinized to a certain degree as a YouTuber. If I was a politician's wife, ooh, Or even worse, a politician's secret male lover. Although that would maybe blow me up even more, come to think of it. Noted, Blake, noted. But anyway, for now, I'm gonna put him in C. All right, next we have King Candy Cybug form from Wreck-It Ralph. You don't mean this. It has been a few episodes since I have had to do this, but I proclaim right now, for everyone to hear, you don't mean this. I know I'm going to get a plethora of comments now saying, Blake, you sweet summer child, you have no idea how dark the internet is. You wouldn't last a day on Tumblr. I was in the trenches of Tumblr. I get it. And I still believe that these people are faking this. This is my new dragons. This is my new dragons. Crustaceans. Crustaceans. I understand that carcinization is a thing. I understand that maybe eventually, statistically, we will all become crabs. So I guess we better get used to it. But for now, while we're in human form, I don't think that anybody actually wants this. And even if you did, what is there to want? The pointy feet? The sharp claws? The giant nose? Oh wait, no, giant nose. Wait, okay, wait. I do have to remember that he is a royal, and if he were to ever, you could use his legs for a tasty, hearty meal. Maybe there's something to be said about this. Maybe I need to be more practical rather than prudish. But if we're talking about pure, unadulterated, bite the pillow, I'm going in raw, this canvas is putrid, mama. So I will give you credit for the usefulness of it all. But in terms of what this is meant for, which is lust, F. I'm so sorry, hard F. Because at the end of the day, guess what this band is going to be? That's right, hard to F. All right, next up, who do we have? Sparky's dad from A Car's Life. No. Okay, this is a little bit of a deep cut, but thank you, somebody, for suggesting this. So A Car's Life is an extremely awful knockoff of the movie Cars. We watched the first one on stream. We intend to watch the second one eventually. Yes, there is a sequel. There's actually 3. And a lot of stuff happens, including a little bit of body horror.
You annoying!
But first, we're introduced to this hunk of a man. And he plays the curmudgeon-y old man. I'm pretty sure similar to like Doc in the much more expensive mainline Cars series. But he has such an amazing delivery of the word no.
Are we there yet?
No.
That I think I have no choice but to unfortunately both stand and slightly thirst. I need somebody who will keep me humble. I need someone who will tell me no when I need to be told no. If little God complex in this brain gets a little too big, I will start thinking that I can get away with tax evasion. I like that anatomically he has a built-in mustache. I like his low gritty voice. I like that he gives off the vibe of being around 45 to 48, a prime age for an older man to date. And the best part is, lore canon true, he's ready at any moment to spread cheeks.
Sparky, don't overreact. There's something I've been meaning to show you.
So with all of that being said, you cannot spell the word car without A. All right, moving on, we have the autism creature. Yippee! Oh, and of course we also get a little shout out for my character from Tomodachi Life named Autismo. Look at that face. You can't tell that face no. This guy could get away with tax evasion. All right, I have to play a very careful game because this creature right here represents easily a solid 30 to 40% of my viewing audience. Blake, you mean like 80%? No, that's the commenters. That's different. And I gotta say, in Tomodachi Life, Autismo is pulling some ass. There is many a person who has a crush on Autismo, including my viewers. Like, that's just a cute little toot. You ain't gonna date a cute little toot, he's gonna treat you right. Autism creature's not gonna cheat on you. They're probably too busy shiny hunting in Pokemon. Now that being said, autistic people are not a monolith. They all experience it in different ways, but autism creature, perfect partner, sorry. So yeah, maybe I'm being more generous in the second half, but you cannot spell autism without A. All right, who do we have next? Hypnopotamus from Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Big hands. Big hands. Big hands. Big hands. Oh, looks like Luis has also attached a physical description, and that height says 6'10". Oh, he's got a little earring there. It's on the left ear, but I think he was trying to protect himself there. It definitely would have been on the right if he had his choice. A tasteful cummerbund. It's literally spelled that way, by the way. I'm not being nasty. But that shows that he is a man of fashion. I do appreciate the effort put into that. He's 6'10". Also love a man who's not afraid to wear a little pink. Also, he's 6'10". Great dental hygiene. And he's 6'10". A little red in the eyes could indicate anger, but I like to see it as passion. I mostly like to see that as passion because he is 6'10". He also appears to be torso heavy, which leads me to believe that I'm about to experience John Cena levels of man titty. And that's fantastic. I mean, God, the man has to be around teenagers all day. Imagine what he's gonna feel like when he gets around a real man. You know, whenever he shows up, I'm not sure it's gonna be. It's probably not me. So yeah, unfortunately 3 in a row, but I do have to put him in A. I mean, what can I say? He's 6'10". And part of me is secretly hoping that those are 2 entirely different measurements. All right, who's up next? The Umbran Clock Tower from Bayonetta. Okay, so don't get me wrong. It's T. It's T. It's T. You can't have something not be T in the Bayonetta series. It's actually physically impossible. And I do appreciate that this clock knows how to rock a pussy out look. The hands scare me a little. I don't know who that helps. If you're a dinker haver, metal, ow. And if you're a coochie haver, the claws, ow. I mean, it is tall. A win's a win. I get the vibe that it is probably in a book club. Literate queen. A lot of us cannot say that in 2026. It looks expensive. That's well maintained, and that's nice, I guess. Oh, we have a second one here. Enjoys being stepped on. Okay. So my immediate thought becomes lesbian. If that's problematic, I understand. But I guess not really, because also a straight man would do anything to get stepped on by Bayonetta. Hell, I would do anything to get stepped on by Bayonetta. Maybe the clock is non-binary. Like, it's 11:30 p.m. You are thinking way too deep into this. So in a look, don't touch kind of way, I kind of get it. So I think I'm gonna put this in C. All right, who do we have next? Mr. Monopoly. Oh, finally someone came into the comments to speak my theoretical language. Not in practice yet, but maybe one day, maybe one day. Even in this second image, I mean, that mug is f***ed, but mother may I. Look at the money bags around him in that first image. That's piles, that's generational. That's probably illegal. I'm sure that he probably ruined lives for that money. But I will not know that because I won't ask any questions because I'm a good other woman. I will say, I do love a beady-eyed little freak, as you can tell by the fact that I'm a man in my 30s who owns Squishmallows. But he also comes with a well-groomed mustache, a very popular trend in the gay world right now. So popular that there are sub-genres of mustache gay. Some are nice, and some are the most evil men you will ever meet in your entire life, and you have to learn the difference if you're going to survive in gay world. And I can't even find the answer for you because I can't get firsthand evidence because most of them are probably not gonna wanna date me. They usually date amongst each other. So if Mr. Monopoly Man wants to date me and he has the mustache, the money, the beady eyes, the nice little stature, the good posture, the good dressing, I'm in. I'm in. Now I will say my one wish is that he was closer to like the 40 to 50 age range. He's looking like a probably 65 here, which makes it less fun for me. immediately. Better for long-term investment, but we want to have a little bit of love in there somewhere, I think. So for me, I'm gonna put this into B. All right, next up we have Eggnog Cookie from Cookie Run Kingdom, and thus enters our obligatory Cookie Run Kingdom character that we have in every Hear Me Out video. Ooh, but what a one to add. Let us begin, shall we? First of all, he's a Santa. I made an entire video about why this works for me. Second, he's giving the vibe of mid-transition into Santa, going from normal guy into Santa transition. Think Santa Claus about 30 minutes into the movie. That form of Santa is peak hot Santa. Next, he is a gift giver. It must be stated once again, he is wide, he is wide. A beautiful head of hair for his age. Round of applause for that alone. Clearly from his open coat, we can see that he's not afraid to get a little sexy with it. And we have our second image from Luis saying that it's for our honeymoon in Hawaii. And mother may I. At the risk of making the most obvious joke I could make in this video, when it comes to Santa Claus cookie, ho, ho, ho. They even have arm hair drizzled on to this cookie. I genuinely cannot believe I have never run into this cookie before, but my life is changed for the better for it. There's my life before Eggnog Cookie, and there's my life after Eggnog Cookie. Guess which one's brighter? And with that comes the absolute skank allegations I'm about to get, but we are putting him in A. All right, next up we have Shenron from Dragon Ball. Okay, the really large men are coming to play now. Okay, this is a baseball field where I'm willing to bat. We have a lot to work with here. I'm aware this is a dragon, but I think this is a dragon with a chance. Because see, even growing up, I always had a bias for the Chinese style dragon. I love a long boy. I love a lengthy boy. See 4 characters prior, for example, our 6'10" baddie, if you will. But this man's gotta be at least 60 feet. And you got plenty to work with here. He's all powerful, he grants wishes, he's obsessed with balls, 5 points for Papa. Luis also seems to attach a piñata photo of Shenron. I'm assuming this is implying something to do with beating him with a stick, which I'm apparently, I guess, willing to do. This is a new experience for me with a dragon, I gotta say. I'm scared. Now that being said, is this at the level of Awooga? Probably not, but it's a close second place to that. So I think this does deserve B. For anybody that's watched my Hear Me Out videos before, you know this is monumental for a dragon to get this high. We have yet to get one in A, but we're getting really close. Ignore that one from the fitness game that I put in A because that barely counts. All right, moving on, we have Jupiter from the actual solar system, like just the planet. Just the planet. Inside gas giant Jupiter. Sounds like me after I've had some onion powder. Call me a Russian at the highest level of power because I be Putin. Now, the largest planet in our solar system leaves me intrigued. Dozens of moons and an enormous magnetic field. Responsible. You think this planet couldn't wash the dishes? It's taking care of 12 moons. Dishes are nothing. It also has a dark ring system. A planet with a past, I like to see it. This is my Twilight moment. But yeah, I do think this is a level of size that could be slightly overwhelming for me. I like its potential, but I don't think I like that I would be crushed. Because I like living. Controversial take in 2026, but I do like it. So I think I'm gonna put this into D, unfortunately, mostly for practicality. I understand the motherness of it, and I understand the relatability of it of being gassy, but I think I do have to think practically today with my brain. All right, next up, who do we have? Barry B. Benson from B Movie. You like jazz? Oh, and this other picture of Barry B. Benson. The alternate version where he asks, you like jazz? Okay, so Barry. To his credit, bagged a baddie, and he got her to leave her man, who is voiced by the hottest voice actor to ever be in the game. So if he's able to do that, there's gotta be something there. He's also voiced by Jerry Seinfeld, who I respect his impact on comedy in the 90s, but as of now, I find him truly insufferable. So it is kind of a tit for tat, and I do unfortunately believe that the tat is outweighing the tit in this present moment, so I think I'm gonna have to put him into D. He'll be fine. He's got his lady. He's probably not even gonna watch this video, so like whatever, Barry. Enjoy your day, enjoy your jazz. All right, next up we have Furbies. I know that like one person suggested this and Luis put this in here because Luis is also obsessed with Furbies, and any opportunity he can get to put this in here, I knew he was going to take. And I see what he's doing, trying to put this image in here with its weird box titties. You won't. It's a little tempting, I'm not gonna lie, but they are a little bit oblong where I'm not going to be fully interested into it. Sorry, you tried your best, but your best was not good enough in this moment. Unfortunately, the Minecraft titties are not doing it for me like they should. It does have a little bit of chest hair though, that is nice. Nope, I'm resisting. Anybody that knows the stereotype of like Furbies being cursed and staying alive on their own, that's real, by the way. My mom did everything but overthrow a government in order to get me a Furby back in the day. And let me tell you, that thing was absolutely demonic. Like any kid, I played with that Furby for about 2 days and then got bored of it, but rest assured, that did not stop that Furby from having input in our lives. Hand to God, my mom will back me up on this. We have removed batteries before from Furbies, and they kept talking. Maybe there's a battery reserve in there, maybe it's Satan. That's the fun part, we'll never know. Although, to the right person, that level of danger is a little sexy. And to be fair, watching two Furbies interact is how I imagine the typical hangout is among Disney adults. It's kind of just a bunch of noises and them saying wow at each other. And I don't think I'm that wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna put them in F. I'm so sorry, it's too much for me. Also, I would like to give a public apology for Luis. I know he's not gonna be happy about this. All right, next up we have Seek from Doors. It's just an eye. I gotta be honest, this is kind of how it felt to be in the closet, if that makes sense. Just like constantly on the lookout, feeling a little bit off, you know? Eyes dilated, skin decaying, pride's essential, what can I say? Yeah, I don't know, there's just not a lot to work with here. I feel like I wouldn't be able to get away with anything. Like he's always kind of keeping an eye out for you. You are Selena in this situation. That is 2 Nicki Minaj quotes in one video. That's not really the person to quote anymore, Blake. I don't think you should be doing that. But yeah, I just feel like this is the kind of person that wouldn't let you have a night to yourself if you really needed it, you know? Like this doesn't give off confidence. This is the eye of an insecure person. I'm not saying they wouldn't be sweet. The lack of a mouth makes me feel like I could be the star in our relationship. And that would be nice. But yeah, it just feels too blank canvas to me. I'm missing like a spice to it, you know? Like you gotta show the judges some versatility. Where's the flavor? Where's the charisma? Where's at least a fat ass? So yeah, it's not that I hate it, it's just that I'm like whelmed, you know? So I think I'm gonna have to give it a D because we've had a really good lineup today. All right, so next up is the backpack from Dora the Explorer. Have we checked the backpack's age? Is it over 18? Oh, okay, so the second image, definitely over 18. Okay, we can work with this. Thick, tall, can afford a nice home, and plays the piano. Okay, Luis knows what I want. We can work with this. We can work with this. I like his face. He's a little kooky. We love a funny guy. Doubles as a purse that can follow you. Very high on the practical scale. Purple, love purple. I will say, if we're going by Dora standards though, I don't need him to sound out every single thing that I have put in him during the day. Like imagine you're in the mall and you're just trying to find your keys and then backpack just goes like, condom, human Shrek nudes, hemorrhoid ointment, and God forbid you love a recreational drug in a southern state because Diva, you're getting arrested. So yeah, at first glance, delicioso. On second glance, no me gusta. Am I about to quote the oldest millennial meme that ever lived? So yeah, to avoid any potentially life-ruining situations, I'm going to put this into F. This is purely self-preservation. All right, next up we have Sans from Undertale. Oh, Sans, I missed you so very, very much. I mentioned this before, but I am in the middle of my very first Undertale run, going all the way through Deltarune to Chapter 5, which I am streaming on my Twitch and YouTube live channels. Once again, be a real one, check it out. And in it, I gave Sans a French accent, which apparently is revolutionary. A lot of people were very excited about this, which is fun. Thank you for liking it. And it is not a very, how do you say, a good French accent, but it is a fun one. And that is all that matters. Has he told me before that he has the ability to kill me should he ever decide to? Absolutement. Does that matter to me? Absolutement no. Here's the thing. A lot of us in our theoretical relationships love a little fear. Maybe don't put that into the real ones that you have, but for these fun little, it doesn't really matter because he's not real situations, why not? So yeah, this one's also fairly simple. I don't find it to be a very difficult decision. So I'm going to put this in the tier of B. All right, next up we have Sisyphus Prime from Ultra Kill. Oh, what do you mean he's ripped? What do you mean he's got pecs? What do you mean he's got a little bit of belly, but in a ripped way? That's amazing. That's amazing. The way I'm just looking at a green screen right now, but it's in my brain, and that's beautiful. Like I've looked at this on my computer over here for a total of 0.5 seconds, and it is burned in my brain. That torso will never leave my brain. What do you mean Sisyphus Prime body pillow? $50. Where's my credit card? Where's my credit card? Wait, actually, where is my credit card? Okay, can't find it, can't commit to the bid. And that's okay. It's probably for the best. Damn, even he knows I'm not getting him any money. Everyone is so mean to me, and that's okay, you cheeked up father. I mean, my God, I am so glad that when conflicted, I put a lot of things into B because this is a true A. This is a true A. Like, sure, he's bald, but he also has a fantastic beard, thus completely counteracting the bald. It actually amplifies the bald to be hot. That's why I take finasteride. I can't grow that beard, so I have to have at least a little bit up here. I'm not saying it's a ton, I'm not saying it's luscious, but it is there because this will never be that. Maybe this could be that one day. Probably not. I don't think I have the capacity in me to eat 7 steaks a day because that's what it takes for this. But I'll cook him that steak I'll watch him eat that steak. I'll applaud him when he eats all those steaks. That belly is devious. That belly is devious. And I've seen a renaissance of people thirsting over this body type more and more online. And let me just say here and now, I was here first. Back off my territory. Some of us were day one lovers of this, okay? We didn't have to be convinced by a bunch of thirst videos. I saw my first image of a man like that and I was like, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours, we're done. Everybody else, wrap it the up. This is end goal. This is end game. I mean, God, what is there more to say? I know nothing about this game and I don't really have to talk about anything else. His body's incredible. We're done. We're done. And next up, we have the laughing cow. Bitch, I love your cheese. Girl, you give me a circle of laughing cow cheese and 3 sleeves of club crackers and I'm gonna get fat tonight. And it has protein. I know we're in the day and age of protein slop where everything is just protein, 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 but this was a day one, okay? She was in it for the long game. Now, Miss Laughing Cow herself, I'm getting a little bit of a pear shape. I'm getting the vibe that maybe lesbians like her, but I'm also getting the vibe that I think straight men probably want to be mommied by her. I think they never want to work a day in their life and they find this attractive, and I do think that you have found the one person who would genuinely find happiness in that. Because let me tell you, the rest of them are lying. They don't actually enjoy doing your laundry. You're just useless. So hey, if you find Miss Laughing Cow, good on you. I don't think you're gonna. I do like the confidence. She's giving the pose of, yeah, my pussy's out, and what about it? So at the end of the day, not my cup of tea, but certainly a cup of tea. I think C. And for our final entry, we have Ghost Energy Drink. Oh, specifically the Ghost from Ghost Energy Drink. Okay, first the energy drink. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you would know I like a drink of the Ghost. It tastes like if battery acid was good. And for some reason, that just works. I have wanted them to sponsor a video forever. They still have not. I'm hoping that we have a new wave of people telling Ghost, hey, you need to sponsor this man, and maybe Ghost will be on the end of this microphone from here on out forever and ever, amen. But until that day comes, I will continue to ask when given the opportunity. And I've been given the opportunity today, so I tell you, Ghost, hey girl. But moving on to the Ghost, him, themself. Based on their branding, I'm guessing this is a he. There's a little bit of anger in the eyes. I think it could be ambition. I think it could also be coming down from the high of drinking a Ghost Energy drink, which is beautiful, by the way. He's a little bit shapeless, a little bit formless, very malleable, and I think that is always good in a relationship. Be flexible, diva. But I do think in a relationship, what's more important than how someone looks is how they make you feel. And Ghost Energy makes me feel like I can punch a mountain and win. So let that be a lesson to you, beloved viewers. If you're trying to decide if the person that you love is marriage material, ask yourself, do they make me feel like I could kill Zeus? So we have a different image. Today is day 23 of drinking a Ghost Energy drink every day. Oh, this is what I need to be doing for that sponsorship. So yeah, I don't think there's much to be shocked about here. It's my longest standing love on this channel next to Human Shrek, so I can say with utmost confidence, A. So that means I'm getting sponsored now, right, Ghost? And just like that, class, we have completed another lecture of grading, and it's getting more and more top heavy as we keep going through this. Emphasis on top, honestly. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, my name is Blake. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Otherwise, like I said at the beginning, you will go to horny jail. Do you want your diploma from Thirsty University or not? These are your final barriers, these simple little buttons. If you want to keep hearing me yap, I stream on Twitch and YouTube Live at least once a week, and I post edited VODs on the YouTube Live channel, so go check it out. I also have a podcast, Keep Me Young, where me and my co-host Heather try to keep each other culturally relevant by discussing whatever topics pop up that week in our heads and help us stop being so 30 about everything. And if you want to see me do some Hear Me Outs live in person, you can go to Long Island Tropic Con this August. Check it out. But of course, class, we cannot finish this video without discussing what have we learned. I feel like the moral of this video is that if you're ever feeling down or ever feeling like you're doubting yourself, simply get out of bed, get on your 2 feet, be a hippopotamus, be 6'10", and I will be at your front door to comfort you with my mouth.